The Indiana Fever has made a questionable signing this week. Brianna Turner, a.k.a. Brianna Fight the Fight Turner, has signed to the Indiana Fever and has a lot of fans questioning what is going on. And some fans like the signing. Asia Wilson has graced Time magazine. She did an interview, but can you take one guess what she talked about in her interview? Marina Mabrey is stuck in Connecticut whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, you're in Connecticut to stay. Brittney Griner made the news this week. We're going to talk about it and much more right after the intro. Let's go.
Will Caitlyn ever be paid by the WNBA what she's really worth to that league?
Can I punt on that question? Will Caitlyn ever be paid by the WNBA what she's really worth to that league? I don't think that's possible. I just don't think that's possible. It won't. I got to think about a different way to answer that question.
She got charters. So that that was a lot of money.
Caitlyn, what I can say about Caitlyn being compensated by the WNBA is that she's part of a larger player body. They all need to be paid more. She should be recognized for what she has done and what she's brought to the league from an economic standpoint. I mean, it's as simple as that. And I'm very, very hopeful for this CBA negotiation that it will be progressive and move the line forward a lot.
I don't too much care for this agent. I'm just being completely honest. What's up, boys, girls, he, she, they, them, we, or whatever you choose to identify as? Welcome to the W360, your home for all things women's basketball. I'm your host, CJSoFoolish, and welcome to another episode of the W360. Okay, happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, W360 Nation. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. What's up, Lisa G? What's going on, Element Gold? Lauren, I see you out there, girl. What's up, RC? Somebody in the chat is named CJ. All right, what's up, Sue? And what's up, Monica Middleton is in the chat. What's going on, Monica? What's up, girl? And what's up, Sade? What's going on, W360 Nation? Thank you so much for tuning in into another episode, okay, this week. All right. My goodness. What's up, Don and Kev? What's going on, guys? Ooh, I can finally just kind of relax some. This has been a long, cold week. It has been a long week for me, guys. I promise you. I wish I could tell you what happened to me this week, but I don't even think you would believe me. But I am going to do a story time. I'm going to do a story time, like a different episode. And I'm just going to put it out there this week. I'm just happy it's Friday. And I'm happy to be here with W360 Nation, okay? We have so much to talk about this week. We have a lot to discuss this week. Before we go ahead and get started, and first of all, it's just cold. It's cold. Now, I know, W360 Nation, y'all are, we everywhere, right? But is it cold where everyone is? Because I'm going to be quite frank with you. I'm here in Texas, and I'm tired of this cold. I want it to go away. I don't even have any winter clothes. I don't have winter clothes. When I moved here from Atlanta, I literally donated all of my winter clothes because I didn't think it got cold in Texas. And I refused to buy any. This is the warmest things I have. This is it. This is it. I don't have hats. I don't have gloves. I don't have ear muffs. None of it. I'm not buying any of that crap. No. I needed to warm up. Now, to the people out there that control the weather, why don't you send some sun over here to Texas? So it's cold everywhere. Someone said, it's snow in Nashville? I didn't think it's, oh, wow. My goodness. Snow in the D is deep. Sue, I'm sorry to hear that. CJ in San Diego, it's all good. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Fort Lauderdale is warm. Did you guys get some snow? Listen, even out this warm weather, to the people controlling the weather, even it out. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and get into the show, guys. I want to go ahead and start the show. Before we do, if you have not, shop the W360.com to support the show. Shop the W360.com. If you have not, cop your merch. Cop your merch. Let the people in the world know that you are a part of W360 Nation, especially the slows. Especially the slows. And you have to let the slows know, don't be a slow. Don't be a slow. Okay, so if you have not, definitely cop your merch. Don't be a slow. Also, it's other merch over there from the things that is said on the show. Shut Your Pie Hole merch. White Sheets is Caitlyn Clark. Merch is over there as well. So if you have not shopped at W360.com, please be sure to support the show if you can and shop the W360.com. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. If you're a returning viewer, thank you guys so much for returning. Thank you. I see more people are coming into the show and into the chat. So if you're returning, thank you so much. Even if you're watching the live or the playback, guys, thank you. The word about the W360 is out there. It's spreading. We're growing. W360 Nation, we are growing. Okay, so I'm very grateful for you. And if you are new here, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend and tell your mama, your daddy, your sister, your auntie, your brother, and your uncle. Even that uncle that you don't like. Tell them. Subscribe to the W360 YouTube channel, okay? All right, what's going on, Peggy? What's up, Peggy? Let's go ahead and start the show, guys. Oh, where do we want to start this week? I think I want to start right here. Right here, folks. This is where we're starting. Yes, we are. Right here. A'ja Wilson and Jordan Childs were featured as Time Magazine's 2025 Women of the Year. Shout out to A'ja Wilson. This is great. This is a major accomplishment. Shout out to the WNBA for promoting this. You know, because A'ja Wilson graced the Time magazine cover. And from the past, all I'm saying is the last WNBA player that graced Time magazine cover, the WNBA act like they didn't see it. They didn't promote it, didn't push it, didn't have anything to say. But we're moving forward. Asia Wilson is Jordan Childs. We're on the cover of Time magazine. They were featured as the 2025 Women of the Year. So, of course, you know what comes with the magazine cover? An interview. Now, before we get into the interview, can anyone watching right now take one wild guess? One wild guess what Asia Civil Rights Wilson talked about in her interview. I just want to see if anybody can take a wild guess. What did Asia Civil Rights Wilson talk about in her interview? Can anyone guess? Y'all are crazy in this chat. Element Gold said rainbows and butterflies. CJ says self-pity. Okay. Privilege. Sue, you're getting warm. You're getting warm. Now, if you know Asia Wilson, you know what she talks about. Anytime she has a mic in front of her mouth. All right, well, let's take a look. You guys, I will let you know. Monica. All right. Here's one question Asia was asked in this interview for Time magazine. Mind you, to be fair, actually, let me take this down. To be fair, Asia looks amazing in this magazine cover. Asia looks good. She looks good. She looks amazing. I think they both look great. Asia looks good in this magazine cover. Asia was asked, Asia, you made history this year, becoming the first WNBA player to score 1,000 points in a single season. After that game, you gave a speech to your teammates in the locker room where you said there are times that you hate being Asia Civil Rights Wilson. Later, you specified that you were talking about some of the challenges that come with being a black player in the league. Can you take me back to that moment? And since then, how has it felt to have that sentiment out in this world? Asia responds, I'm not going to read through all of this, but here I've highlighted. Go to time.com to read the full interview, guys. But here, one of the things that Asia Civil Rights Wilson will never do, it doesn't matter what type of accolades she's receiving. Asia Civil Rights Wilson will never, ever, ever neglect to speak about her struggle. You hear me? Asia will never neglect to speak about her struggle. It has to be hard growing up. Because I didn't get to go to public school like everyone else. My dad had to pay. Okay? I lived in the suburbs in South Carolina. My dad had to pay. Do you guys understand the struggle I deal with all the time? I have a whole statue. People go and take pictures in front of a statue of me in front of my university that I won championships at and had a free education. Because as a black woman as she said here in this interview, or in this interview, she said it's moments where no matter how hard you work, it still feels like you're not getting the recognition. It still feels like somebody's got something to say. All my life I had to fight for my freedom. When is we gonna get free? I really feel like this is Aja Wilson's mantra. Morning mantra. Aja! Aja! Mind you, this isn't an old interview. Aja did this interview recently. So in the year 2025 okay, if we have to say 2024 when you shot this, or when you did this, you're literally telling me that you still feel like I don't get the recognition no matter how hard I work? What world are you living in, Aja? You were given the MVP this past season. Let's keep it a buck. They put you on the covers. I mean, I think, Aja, we're sick of this rigmarole that you're doing. We've been through this, Aja. I've told you before. I've told you plenty of times before, Aja. The league literally embraces you. ESPN embraces you even though you aren't the face of the league. You're not. White Jesus is. Deal with it, Aja. You're not the face of the league. But the giant corporations and this league that you work for, they want you to be because you're black. What do you mean? You don't get the recognition you deserve. You have a statue. You're on the cover of Madden or NBA or whatever those video games are called. Call of Duty, Minecraft. I just know it's a video game that you're on the cover of. Aja. Gamers in the chat, correct me. Isn't she on the cover of NBA or Madden? You're on the cover of a game, Aja. You're in commercials. What more recognition do you want? I know what your problem is, Aja. It hurts your black heart. It hurts your black heart that there is a white girl in the league that you have to share the spotlight with that doesn't have to be pushed like you know that you're being pushed. That's what it is. That's what it is. Aja Wilson, that's what it is. You have the world in your hand, but it's not enough because you are so racist and you're so brainwashed that you think that you're not getting enough. I'm going to be completely honest with you, Aja. You're getting more than enough right now. More! Seriously. You have your own show. I pulled just a couple of things from this article because I read the article. I read the whole interview, right? And Asia Wilson fans, Hoteps, and Black Powers, don't come emailing me. Don't come in these comments. If you don't like what I'm saying, X off the show. Okay? Don't come sending me these long emails about what we went through and what she's overcame. I'm not going to read it. You're wasting your time. I'm telling you now, you're wasting your time. As soon as I see a comment this long, and when it starts with, as a Black woman, you should, I don't read the rest. So don't waste your time, Black Powers. Don't waste your time. The second question. In this interview, the interviewer asked, we're constantly told to be vulnerable, be authentic, be ourselves. But there's a tension that you're both describing. Sometimes you don't really want to be perceived because that also invites feedback that can be tough to handle. How do you navigate that? Miss Asia Civil Rights Wilson said, mind you, she just to give some context, she answered after Jordan. She said, I'm the complete opposite. I talk back. I'm like, if you can sit there on your little keyboard and type away, then so can I. I like to be petty because if you got time, then I'm going to have all the time in the world. Until you can do what I do on a nightly basis, you have nothing you can say to me that's going to harm me. This is coming from the same woman that said it hurts her feelings when people call her Tim Duncan of the WNBA. Asia Civil Rights Wilson, you're a little bit delusional. I love you. I root for Asia. I really do, despite what people like try to say. I root for Asia, but I am going to clock you on your hypocrisy. I am. You go back and forth like a fat person on a diet. You do. It's not easy to like you, Asia. It's not easy to like you. One more. You guys guessed it. I saw it in the comments. A lot of you said that she talked about Caitlyn Clark. Of course she talked about Caitlyn Clark because that's the only way that people are going to read it. Okay. Asia was asked, Caitlyn Clark got some blowback from something that she said in a recent Time story. Essentially, she acknowledged that she has certain privileges as a white player and that she wants to do what she can to help ensure Black players who have built the league get more visibility and investment. How does that resonate with you, Asia Civil Rights Wilson? Miss Civil Rights said, as a Black woman in the WNBA, we have our struggles in showcasing who we really are. A lot of agendas get pushed on a lot of different platforms that may shadow us. You work so hard, but you still have to work 10 times harder just to be seen. Now, Asia Civil Rights, I'm going to push back a little bit here. I root for you. I think you look amazing on this cover, but I am going to push back a little bit here. You say that as a Black woman, you have to work harder in the WNBA. Asia, you were given the MVP before the season started. You were given the MVP before the season started. Mainstream media told WNBA fans and people that don't even watch the WNBA, they told everyone in America through commercials, through First Take, Monica McNothing Smart to Say, Shanae Ogwumike, and Jamel Jump Off a Hill. All of those ESPN, L, Dunkin' Donuts, all of them pushed that you were the best player on the planet. You were out of this universe. I don't understand what you're saying here, Asia Civil Rights Wilson. She also says, white women, they're in spaces where my path is never supposed to go. It's crazy that we're talking about this in 2025. You're right, Asia. You're right. Here, this is where I agree with you. You're right. You're right, Asia. I agree with you. In 2025, I have no idea when you have been on every major platform. You have statues, you have video game covers, you even have your own shoe that you knew about for 2 years when you let white Jesus get attacked. That you're talking about this in 2025 as if you're the only black player in the league, or as if this league isn't predominantly black. Asia, I try so hard. I try so hard because she is talented. You know, I try with Asia. But every time she opens her pie hole, I say again, I can't stand you. Seriously. Seriously. Nonetheless, Asia Civil Rights Wilson, she did what she does best. Asia Wilson likes to play the victim more than she likes to play basketball. She does. She does. She's that rapper that grew up in the suburbs and rap about how hard their life was. I hope she gets it together. Good luck, Asia, and congratulations on the Time magazine. Again, she was featured as the magazine 2025 Women of the Year. I really wish she would be an example for women to let them know, listen, hard work gets you where you have to go. You don't have to present yourself as a victim or as if you got it out the mud and you had to combat all of these people that were against you. You played for Don Staley. And it's another conversation. I think that's where the brainwashing start, if you ask me. Right there in South Carolina. Congrats. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Oh my goodness. Duke Lombardi said L. Dumpkin. I like the spelling of it, L. Dumpkin. I love it. Thank you for the super chat, Kelly. Kelly says, real talk, Asia would not be as known today if it wasn't for CC, and that bothers her. Basketball fans know Asia Wilson, right? basketball fans know Asia Wilson. What has happened over the last year is that the WNBA has had a huge influx of casual sports fans. So what she can't take is these casual sports fans wasn't very impressed. They weren't very impressed with the storylines and the nicknames and these players in the WNBA that were operating in such a small circle where they could just, give who they wanted to give. They had their own press that weren't real journalists. This wasn't a real thing operating. It was just very, very knit, like close knit to where they, nobody really cared, really, but me and other people that were watching that like basketball. But when people came and saw like Asia Wilson, this is who she is, the face of the league, people were like, Chelsea Gray, she's the point guard. She's the point guard. And real sports fans were like, she looks a little heavy. So that's what I think she can't handle. Thank you for the super chat, Peggy. Peggy said her crown is so heavy. Yeah. All right, guys. If you are here and if you are watching live, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. It helps the video get out there to more viewers. Please hit the like button. If you have not, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you are watching the playback, make sure you interact with the video. It definitely helps as far as the video in the YouTube algorithm, okay? Scott Hamp says, I thought Sid was the face of the league. Sydney Colson is the worst player in the WNBA. And I don't want her in my town. At all. All right. Where are we going next? Speaking of fight the fight or fight the power. Brianna Turner, aka Brianna Fight the Power Turner, has been signed to the Indiana Fever. What's up, Bonnie? What's going on, Bonnie girl? Brianna Turner has been signed. Brianna Fight the Power Turner has been signed to come and play in my town. Now, I'm going to be honest. I didn't like when Brianna Turner first got signed. I'll tell you right now, because she's a bench warmer. She came from Chicago. I knew she was in Chicago. I watched Chicago every time they played because I used to watch it. Be like, why won't they run the offense through Camila Cardoso? But, Teresa Weatherspoon was stuck on trying to get the double-double, streak because, God forbid, the white girl get the Rookie of the Year because she thought the Angel Reese actually had a shot. So I watched Chicago Sky. Brianna Turner never played, right? She didn't play much. I didn't really pay her much attention. I did watch her when she was in Phoenix. I did watch her there. She had a decent season there. So the thing is, when she first signed, To be fair, Brianna Turner isn't a dirt awful pickup, as she'll be a defensive presence for the 5 minutes that she'll play. But hopefully she know not to bring any of that freedom fighter rigmarole to my town. Right? So here's the thing. I knew she was a freedom fighter. Right? But I didn't really do any digging. Because again, I didn't pay attention to her as a bench player. So W360 Nation was sending me stuff, DMing me stuff, emailing me stuff like, no, CJ, go and look into, the stuff she said. I don't want Brianna Turner in my town. I don't want her. I don't want her in my town. You're going to come in my town and start causing trouble, Brianna. With all your hooting and hollering about all this rigmarole that nobody cares about, Brianna. Nobody cares about. I'm just being honest. I don't want her in my town. The thing that got out from Indiana Fever was we want to protect the locker room. We want to make sure it's a good fit in the locker room. So why would you bring Madam X to Indiana? Now, if you don't know by now, let's just take a look at some of the things that Brianna Fight the Power Turner has had to say. Well, before we look at that, Brianna Fight the Power Turner stats are very, very unimpressive, okay? They're very unimpressive. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. But I don't care about the stats because I know she's not brought to the team to produce anything offensively. I know what her role is as far as coming to the team. That's why when they said that Brianna Turner was signed to the team, I knew she was a freedom fighter. I knew she was a slow. But I said, well, what is she, 11 on the depth chart? She's not going to play much. She's a slow. She's a freedom fighter. But to be fair, she'll give, if she decides to play for the team and not get out there and throw games like Nalissa Smith did, I almost don't even trust her. I don't. But what was I saying? No, so to take a look at some of the stuff Brianna Turner has said, here's one. Nope, that's not it. I want to start with this one. This one I knew she was a slow. Blows my mind how some of y'all were so concerned about women's sports when trans women participating was trending. Yet now we speak of the disparity between the NCAA basketball tournaments and the response. Well, what about the revenue? It was never about caring about women's sports. So I knew right then, I said, oh, she's a slow. She think men should play in women's sports. So she's a slow. Okay. I thought she was like a regular slow that, just kind of tweet a lot of stuff and nothing's fair. Nothing's fair for black people. No. She's an ultimate slow. What is she doing in this locker room? I don't want her on America's team. I don't. Send her to Vegas to fight the cause with Asia Civil Rights Wilson. You got Brianna, Fight the Power, Turner, and you got Asia, Civil Rights Wilson. They can both play together. I don't understand why that's what sent her to Vegas. I don't want her on America's team. I don't. Now, the only thing that I can hope is that, I wonder, does Stephanie White Leather know what this girl is about? Does Stephanie White Leather know? And the only thing I can trust is that there has been a talk. There has been like, hey, we're going to bring you here for a year. You can help the team. But you got to cut out all that hooting and hollering. That's what I was hoping until she doubled down. Brianna Turner said, friendly reminder that I'm against all forms of, she put all the isms, because you got to use the buzzwords. You got to use the buzzwords. I'm against all forms of discrimination, including racism, sexism, homophobia, misogyny, transphobia. I often advocate against these discriminatory practices. Feel free to unfollow, mute, or block me if that's bothersome to you. Also, always protect your peace. So Brianna Turner, Brianna Fight the Power Turner, doesn't even care that, at least online, that her new team, that fan base doesn't like her. She doesn't even care. She doesn't even care because she doubled down by saying that. And then she put this out. I will not bend the knee or change my online advocacy efforts to appease others while I anticipate receiving criticism, hostility, and invalidation. I will not tolerate discrimination. If I'm not for you, there are about 150 other W players you can support instead. Then she goes on to basically just talk about how she don't give a damn about if y'all support her or not. Let me tell you something. Breonna Taylor, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say Breonna Taylor. My bad. Brianna Turner, I want you out of my town. Out! I want you out of my town because there is no way you come to a new team and you go the very first encounter that you have with the fans via social media. Now I get it. Social media is not real life. Trust me, I know that. But the very first social encounter that you have with Indiana Fever fans is basically telling them, I don't give a damn what you think about me. Instead of just saying, I'm happy to be in Indiana. I'm ready to hoop. Get out of my town. I'm watching you, Brianna. I'm watching you. I swear I don't want you in my town. I don't want you in my town. I don't approve of you. Did I think you were a solid pickup skill-wise? Sure. You're the last person off, or, you offer depth in the post position. Absolutely. You do. You do. But I promise you, Brianna, no one wants to put up with this bull crap and this mess that you're hollering about. Nobody wants to hear that mess. You shut your pie hole. Nobody wants to hear this mess that you're talking about, Brianna. Brianna, you're not that good. You're tolerable, but you're not that good. I think the best bet is for you to shut your pie hole and just play the few minutes that you get in the game. Don't you go causing trouble in my town. Now, if anyone care, hold on, let me see. Oh, she did say this. I am ecstatic to join the Fever organization and compete for a championship. I was drawn to the team's commitment to investing in women and providing the best professional atmosphere for success. I can't wait to arrive in Indy and get to work. Brianna, fight the power Turner. I don't believe any of that. I think that's a PR statement. I don't believe any of that, which is weird to me because why would you voluntarily come to Indiana or go to Indiana when you felt like that was a racist fan base? They're so racist. I've been called so many racist names. And when Kennedy Carter and Angel Reese made up that whole Smollett story about being attacked when they were going into the hotel, you were the main one online. I've been called so many names and this and that. Well, why would you go to play for the very fan base, Brianna? I don't want you and your fro. No. I don't. I don't want Brianna. Now, Stephanie Whiteleather. I'm going to leave this to you for now. But Lord, I hope that she doesn't play a key part in a win because I don't believe that she's going to win for America's team. I don't think she's going to really want to play for America's team. I think she wants to be Malcolm, the new political. That's what she want to do. Then she doubled down and says, I have a master's in what is her master's in? That was funny to me. What did she say her master's was in? What was it called? Damn, what did she say her master's was in? Social justice. Who studies social justice? What do you do with that degree? And then you say you had a master's, so you went back to school to continue studying social justice? Who? Get out of my town. Get out of my town, Brianna Turner. Go. Get out of my town. You know, you want to be a social justice warrior, a freedom fighter, and play a little basketball on the side. Go do it in Vegas, like Sidney Colson used to do. Sydney Colson did everything she wanted to do, and she just hooped on the side. Go do that for a team that allows you to do. Get out of my town. You and that fro. I don't want you here. You stink. You're okay. But you don't. If you come causing trouble, no one needs to keep you. I can go and do what you do. If you guys haven't seen Brianna Turner play, here is a couple of highlights from what she will bring to the Fever. That's why I wish she would just shut your pie hole. As the 12th person off the bench, you could get some valuable minutes, Brianna. But nobody wants to hear your hooting and hollering. Here's Brianna, and then I'm going to move on.
For an Indiana Fever team looking to improve defensively this season, Brianna Turner should be just what the doctor ordered. Turner is a rim protector, high-level rebounder, and all-around defensive stalwart. The 6-year pro has made the WNBA's first-team All-Defense 2 times in her career, putting her in exclusive company. She is one of just 10 active players to make first-team All-Defense multiple times in her career, and she'll be teammates with another, Natasha Howard. Turner finished 4th in Defensive Player of the Year voting in 2020 and finished 3rd in 2021. Rim protection is what Turner does best. She finished 2nd in the league in blocks in 2020 and 4th in 2022. And the shots she doesn't get a hand on, she still affects, forcing difficult looks at the rim and opponents to second guess going into the paint in the first place. And Turner cleans up around the basket too, averaging over 9 rebounds per game twice in her career. In 2021, she was the WNBA's 6th best rebounder per minute on the floor. And adding to the theme of the offseason, the Fever also add an experienced postseason player as well. Turner has made 16 postseason appearances in her career, including some major performances, like a 23.17 rebound effort in the 2021 playoffs. She had 16 rebounds in a playoff game in 2022. In fact, Turner averages over 10 rebounds per game in the playoffs. Despite being just 23 years old, Aaliyah Boston is already establishing herself as one of the top defensive bigs in the WNBA. Natasha Howard has finished on all defensive team ballots 3 times in her career, and importantly, when they aren't on the floor, the Fever now have defensive and rebounding depth in the front court by adding Brianna Turner.
All right, so Brianna, fight the power. Turner, again, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. And the thing is, the only thing you could do at this point is just trust the front office and the coaching staff. And that's what I'll do. It's important to note that Brianna Turner's Fight the Power Turner, her contract, she can get waived at any time. At any time she can get waived. So, we'll see what happens with Brianna Fight the Power Turner. We'll see what happens. W360 Nation, how y'all feeling about Brianna? Charles says, give her own locker room. Kelly says, oh, Rose, they beat the undefeated Lunar Owls. Nice. Wait for a great news, CJ. The Owls lost tonight? That is crazy. I swear I thought they were going to win. I thought they were going to win. That's wild. All right. Moving along. Me too. Me too. Someone said trying to trust Kelly. Yes. Yes. We gonna trust you. You know, Stephanie White Leather. Kelly. You know? I saw the vision, but then when you signed the worst player in the league, Sydney Colson, and then you came back with Brianna Fight the Power Turner. Now I'm just kind of like, what are we doing? Seriously. All right, moving along. Where are we going next? Oh, we can go right here. Marina! Marina Mabrey. Marina Mabrey is stuck in Connecticut like that woman is stuck over there in the Middle East. That's over there doing all that hooting and hollering. Y'all seen that New York woman that's over in the Middle East? That's over there in the Middle East doing all that hooting and hollering, and now they got her in jail. She was drawing like her eyebrows on, and she went out there after some man or something like that. Y'all seen that woman? Marina Mabrey, the Sun said, you're not going anywhere. Now, we done gave a lot of money for you. You're not going anywhere, Marina. So Marina put in a trade request because everybody has left Connecticut. Orange is the New Black is gone. Gone. Dejanay Carrington has left. DeWanda Bonner has left. Alyssa Thomas has left. Ty Harris has left. Brianna Jones has left. Everybody has left. So now she thinks it's okay to say, I want to leave too. No, Marina! You just got there this past season. You can't just keep trading teams. You know how they do in college now? Where like if something don't go your way, you could just like transfer to a new school. You can't do that, Marina. You're stuck. You have to work a job that maybe you don't like. A lot of us do. How many of us have had to work a job that we don't like until we found the new one? A lot of people have. Marina, you're going to have to work this job until the new CBA come out. And maybe you can go to a new team. You ain't special. Marina, I've worked plenty of jobs. Not plenty, but I have worked some that I had to stay there until I found a new job. You didn't like it in Chicago, so you left. Now you're in Connecticut. Marina? Someone said WNBA needs a transfer portal. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. I will say this though. Marina Mabrey's agent, Marcus Crenshaw, fired back at the franchise's decision in a statement provided to ESPN. They said in this current age of women's empowerment and support of players, the CT Sun threatening to force Marina Mabrey to play for them after her trade request is mind-boggling. Why would anyone try to force someone to play on their team when they don't want to be there? Well, you know what that means, sir? That means that there are contracts and money in place. Marina can't jump and choose where she want to play, where she sees fit, where she think the team is going to win. That's not how life works. What world are y'all living in? Marina, you're going to have to play in Connecticut. And you know what's crazy? Marina is not seeing the opportunity that she has here in Connecticut. Why won't you let the Connecticut team that's rebuilding rebuild around you? You can do that, Marina. Let them rebuild around you. And that's what the people are trying to tell you out in Connecticut. The Sun president said, Jennifer Rizzotti told ESPN that the organization decided it wasn't in our best interest to move her because of the value that we gave up to get her, but also that we place on her. Marina, this is your chance to shine. Why are you trying to run to teams where there's already good players and stuff? Be the star that you think that you are. Marina, this is your time to shine. Why are you running away from stardom? You're the star of this team. This is your team. Take advantage of it, Marina. What are you doing? You want to go to a team and fade in the spotlight? Or do you want to be the star, baby? Seriously. And she can. That's what's crazy. This next story was funny to me. And I don't want y'all to get mad at me, but this was kind of funny to me. This was funny to me. Before we go to the next story, everybody that's in the chat, if you have not, please like this video. Like this video, like this video, like the video. And if you have not subscribed, subscribe to the W360, okay? Subscribe to the W360. And if you have not, shop the W360 website. Don't be a slow. Don't be a slow. Get the merch, guys. Get the merch. Let the world know you are part of W360 Nation. Let the slows know that you are not a slow. Okay? Someone said, why are you running from stardom? It's wild. Yes. Yes. This your team, Marina. Go ahead and develop a franchise that could be developed around you. And stop chasing to be a role player where you could be the main player. Crazy. But I do understand that Connecticut, they practice in, some of their practices are in like some of the backyards in the suburbs. So we'll see. Brittney Griner. Brittney Griner. My fave. Brittney Griner. Despite what people think, I root for Brittney Griner. And I really be trying to reach out, look out for her. I do. I try to look out for Brittney Griner. Okay. So, Brittney Griner this past week, apparently she had a speaking event in Maryland. Hold on. She was scheduled to appear at a cannabis conference in Maryland for women, but she backed out after finding a piece of duct tape near her door with the words "gay baby jail" written on it. Here's what she found, guys. Allegedly, Brittney Griner says she found this in her hotel room when she showed up to for a speaking engagement or a speaking event in Maryland, and this is what she found in her hotel. So apparently someone took some duct tape, took a permanent marker, wrote this on a piece of duct tape, and put it on the wall of her hotel room. I'm going to say this. When I saw this story, I was a little taken aback because I was like, Brittney Griner canceled a speaking engagement. What happened? Right? So when I read the story, the first question that came to my head when she canceled is, why is Brittney Griner doing cannabis conferences in Maryland? Brittney, why are you doing cannabis conferences in Maryland? Why? Don't you think you should stay far away from dope as possible? Especially the drug that had you locked up. I don't care if it's legal. I don't care if it's legal. I don't care if it's legal. Brittney. But you're going to a conference to talk about cannabis, and that's the reason that you spent 2 years in Russia, or a year, or whatever you spent. And the president, thank God you got lucky, because the president at the time didn't realize that he was the president, and he signed off on for you to get traded to come back home. Why are you in America doing anything but their conferences? The only conferences, Brittney, you should be doing is DARE. Y'all remember DARE? You remember when like the people used to come to the schools and they used to tell you, don't do drugs, folks. and they put the people in front of you and the former crackheads and stuff, and they come and they talk to you and say, I gave my whole life up for crack. I gave my whole life up for crack. That's why I don't have no teeth. I gave my whole life up for crack. I smoked meth for 30 years. Y'all don't want to be like me. You don't want to be like me. I smoked meth for 20 years. I lost my kids. I lost everything. Brittney, those are the only conferences you should go to. You should go speak to kids and tell them, listen, if you have a weed pen, if you smoke dope or any weed that you smoke, don't try to take it to the Middle East or wherever in any other countries, because you're going to end up in jail. What is Brittney doing cannabis conferences for? Seriously. Seriously. That was my first question. And I told you, Brittney, if you guys follow the W360, you guys follow the show, I put the laws up here for you to see, Brittney. Weed and dope is not legal in Atlanta. Why are you going to Maryland talking about cannabis? You should stay as far away from drugs as possible, Brittney. You should. Now you hated America. Now you love America and you're back. Now you in different states testing your waters. Keep on testing, Brittney. You're going to drown. You're going to drown. Keep on. I told you before. I'm telling you again. You get locked up again. It don't matter how many WNBA players start their movement. Trump not getting you out. Huh? Why don't you just stay away from drugs? At least publicly. Enjoy your freedom. You're not going to learn. Brittney, she ain't going to learn, man. All right. There was an interview came out this week with Steph White. Basically, she talked about, this is going to be quick. Basically, she talked about that she wants to play Caitlyn Clark, aka White Jesus, off the ball more. It looks like people were upset about that. Anybody that knows basketball knows exactly that Stephanie White knows what she's doing. Yes, you have to put Caitlyn Clark off the ball. You have to put her off the ball. Now that you have actually real scorers around her, that will allow the team to score. And that will allow her to pull the defense to her if she's off the ball. That will allow back cuts. That will allow mid-range shots, things like that. So I am 100%. I don't know why people were upset with Stephanie White saying that, but I think she knows what she's doing until it came to Brianna Fight the Power Turner. I hope that Stephanie White wakes up to what she was doing. What's up, Miss Fans? What's going on? Um, oh, Kate Martin. I want to talk about this. Kate Martin had an interview this past week. She said at like some event for Unrivaled. I'm not exactly sure what event it was, but this is what Kate Martin had to say. Kate White Money Martin had to say, and I want to talk about this. Where is it?
I feel grateful that I've come in at the time that I have. Like, I haven't experienced, too many terrible locker rooms or practicing in a D3, gym. Like,
Good for you, girl.
like
That's good. You shouldn't have to.
And
Yeah,
like,
for
you know what? Like, I'm not gonna say sorry either. Like, I
Please
am
don't.
thankful for that. Like,
Please don't.
all
You
right?
shouldn't say sorry.
But here's the thing, also, is like with
It
the
wasn't your fault.
with the landscape of like how sports has changed and everything is like people like we shouldn't feel sorry for like being in this space and like we shouldn't feel sorry for like getting things that we deserve that people before us have been fighting for so long. So it's like I feel grateful that I was born when I was born and I am here when I am, and so
At the right time.
This is the part that stuck out to me when Tiffany Hayes kind of gave her that. Hold on.
I haven't experienced, too many terrible locker rooms or practicing in a D3, gym. Like,
Ooh.
Right there. Tiffany Hayes kind of gave her that. Ooh.
Girl.
like
That's good. You shouldn't have to. Good for you, girl.
like
That's good. You shouldn't have to. Good for you, girl.
like
That's good. You shouldn't have to.
and
Yeah,
like
for
you know what
So I'm going to be honest about this clip because a lot of W360 Nation, y'all sent me this clip and I like it. I like the fact that Kate Martin is able to be unapologetic about what she has received, right? But what I will say is I think Kate Martin, I think she has the privilege to be accepted more in the WNBA because she's an open lesbian. So she's accepted more. That's me. That's what I think, right? So she can sit and say, yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't have to practice in D3 gyms and, I'm sorry that I have what I have. Can you imagine what would happen if White Jesus sat and said, I'm sorry that I didn't have to practice in, ran down gyms like the rest of you had to, but I'm here. And Kate Martin has the connection to Caitlyn Clark, aka White Jesus. So she gets a pass also there as well. But I think the main thing is Kate Martin is so much more accepted in that whole WNBA circle because she's an open lesbian. I wish Caitlyn Clark would be that type of unapologetic. I wish that's what she would have said in her Times article. I wish she would have said, listen, I appreciate everybody before me, but I'm sorry that this is where I'm not apologizing for where I'm at. But I think Kate Martin knows that she can say that because she's gay. Love Kate White Money Martin, but I think Kate White Money Martin gets a pass in this WNBA space because she knows how to kind of just, she plays the part, you know, all the while maintaining her connection to Caitlyn Clark. Someone said she didn't apologize for privilege. That's the thing. She don't have to. She don't have to. When everything was going on in the WNBA this past season, nobody went to Kate Martin and said, can you denounce racism? You have to denounce racism, right? Asia Wilson strategically put her like in a spotlight to where she wears South Carolina gear. She made it known to everyone that, you know, she one of us. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. They're all young though. They're learning. Bonnie, yes. Bonnie says, yes, Martin is in the girls' club. She is not a threat. Exactly. 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 People will get what I'm saying and they see what's going on. You know, look who she's sitting with. Look who she's
I feel
sitting
grateful
with.
that I've come in at the time that I have. Like, I haven't experienced, you know, too many.
Yeah, look, she's sitting with Megan, Tiffany Hayes, who is an open lesbian. She's sitting with Megan.
Terrible
and
practicing in
not
the
Megan,
concrete,
Sue.
you know,
And I think
gym,
ain't
like,
this lady's
for
name
you,
Megan
girl.
Rapino or something like she's sitting with them. You know what I mean? So she can sit and comfortably say, I don't have to apologize for who I am or where I've been. I just think it's unfair that white Jesus can't do that. I really do. I think it's unfair because Lord knows if she did, this would be something covered on CNN. You know? So, seriously. I mean, I mean, cool for you, Kate White Money. Kate White Money Martin. You in the club, girl. Moving along. Just to go ahead and wrap up here. We have to say. Katie Lou. Katie Lou has signed to the Seattle Storm. Okay, she's going back to the Seattle Storm. If you guys don't know, she played for them previously. She actually had a pretty good career there. But she's going back to Seattle Storm where she will meet, or actually not meet, but play again or reunite with Erica Wheeler. Okay, so Katie Lou, Fever fans that liked Katie Lou, she has found a new home. Now here's my thing. Katie, now I'm rooting for you, Katie. I like Katie Lou. I'm rooting for her. I didn't think she provided anything for the Fever this past season. I thought that she shouldn't have started as much as she did, and I think that you know, she was dead weight on the team, especially her contract. But I'm glad to see that she is with another team. But Katie, if you go to Seattle and you start trying to learn how to play again, I'm going to be upset. Because Katie, that's what we were begging from you the whole season. Seriously. No, seriously. But wishing Katie Lou the best. Also, another signing that happened today. I thought I put it on here. I thought I put the picture on here, but I guess I didn't. One second. I'm not exactly sure why I didn't put it on here. Well, Izzy Harrison from Chicago Sky, she has signed with the New York Liberty as well. Okay. I had a talking point from that, but well, and just to wrap up the show, guys, if anyone was wondering or care, Christy Sides. Christy Sides is snowboarding, or one of the W360 Nation. Somebody said, no, CJ, she's skiing. Listen, snowboarding, skiing, it's all the same to me, okay? It all seems the same to me. I don't know the difference. But Christy Sides is living her life. She's out skiing, snowboarding. She bombed on the job, took her severance pay, and she said, you know what? I'm going to go and just slide in the snow. Good for you, Christy. Good for you, because Lord knows we don't want you anywhere near a basketball team. Good for you, Christy. Happy for you, dear. Honestly, all jokes aside, I'm happy for Christy Sides. I'm glad that she's not traumatizing any other basketball players or mishandling any other basketball teams. You get to do what you like, Christy, and that's snowboard or ski. So good for you. Good for you. I'm happy to see Christy Sides is doing well. And the thing that we all hope is that as you slide down those snow mountains and you flip and do your tricks, please don't ever think that you could flip another women's basketball team into success. You can't. You stink! With that being said, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to the W360. Your home for all things women's basketball. If you are not subscribed to the W360, subscribe. Subscribe to the W360. Stop watching in the closet and, taking and copying things. Just go ahead and subscribe and make sure you let people know, that you watch and this is where I got this from. You know what I mean? Other than that, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Shop at W360.com. Stay warm. Stay warm, please. I don't know what's going on with this weather nowadays, but it's crazy here in Texas, too. All right. Until next episode, make sure you wash your ass. Clean out your belly button. I told you guys this before, because your belly button starts to stink if you don't take the towel that you use and cleaning it. Cleaning that belly button. It stinks. And then wash behind your ears because dirt build up there too. And make sure you tell people that you really love in your life that you love them because you never know when you won't see them again. Until next episode, peace and so grease.